Hello, family. You have Amadi here.
And Hava.
I guess we're coming to you today to just give you some insights and our thoughts on being here in the Gambia thus far.
Yeah. So
Okay.
okay, and you want to start? Let's do positive first. Always start with the positive first.
Well, I guess this would be our first slide. Um, it's not really a live, but I guess it's just a good practice run, a good simulated live. So we won't have comments and stuff that we have to keep up with, but at the same time, you may catch me looking down at the bottom like there's a comment there, and it's not. At this point, I think that there are more positives than negatives. Um, I think the people are a huge positive. Everyone's very helpful. Everyone's willing to assist. Um, yeah, I just leave it at that. Everyone's willing to assist, and we've met local Gambians as well as expats. That's very willing to assist us, which has been very helpful.
Yes, yes. And one of the things, it's a positive, but on a little bit it's a negative. But they want to practice their English on you. So it's not a problem with them. They're gonna if they can speak English, they're gonna speak English. And we be answering in Wolof, but they're like, coming back to us in English. So it's a positive because for people who, may be a little slower in learning foreign languages, they're very willing to speak English.
Yeah, it shows they're willing to coexist as well. Because I know a lot of times that they're looking for me to answer in Wolof or Mandinka, I begin stuff all mixed up. So it's like it just shows willingness to coexist.
Yeah.
So,
any more positives?
It's your turn.
Oh, my turn. Okay. The prices are pretty fair, are low compared to the U.S. And we'll talk about that a little later. But the prices, rent, if you find the right, we have a wonderful landlord. If he's looking at this, thank you. I do believe he is a just man and a fair man. Our rent is very reasonable. And another positive is we have a borehole, so we don't have to pay for water.
Yes. That's a huge positive. The less to keep up with, the better.
Yes.
Especially coming from the States, when it's every time you turn around, it seems like a bill was due. You pay it one day and 3 days later, here it is again.
Yeah.
So it's a huge difference when it comes to especially the water.
Yes.
Now the pay power is what it's called.
Cash power.
Cash power. It's a little different. It's a little different. It's the cash power that caught me up a couple of times already.
Well, say that for the negative.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say cash power.
We gonna say that for the
cash
negative.
power for the negative.
Okay.
So yes, the housing is very reasonable, I would say. Though I know it's still inflated a little bit, just because of the things that are transpiring over on the land. But at the same time, it's reasonable.
Yeah. And it also seems like the utility we haven't been here long enough to really comment on the electricity, but we put like $1,000 Dalasi, which is $20 on Yeah, you need to check it today, but it's been like 2 weeks, not quite 2 weeks, and we still have power. So I don't know if $20 wouldn't last a week in America.
Heck no.
So I mean that's a positive. So the cost,
Yes. Cost of living.
the cost of living. And I would like to add the food because that's a big deal to us. I'm vegan. Marty's vegetarian, but he's been eating vegan since he's been here. Yeah, and so the fresh fruit. I've had coconut water straight from the tree. You know, pineapples, watermelon, bananas, and I mean just. I had avocados, they call it pear here, but I made avocado tapalapa toast, and I mean just fresh, mostly non-imported. Some things are because I guess it's not quite harvesting time for some of their fruits and vegetables or whatever. So some things you have to be careful. I always ask, is it local? Is it local? But
I've seen some instances on the street where you can tell they're fresh cut local bananas, and then the stand over you would have Chiquita banana stickers on the bananas.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so I know those aren't fresh and local.
Yeah, we didn't
Those
come over here
stickers
for
on there.
Chiquita, did we?
No, we didn't come over for Chiquita bananas.
The African bananas are far superior than the bananas we get in America. I don't know about UK, but we don't want anything that you can get out of America, especially when it comes to bananas.
Yeah, I prefer it to be locally grown.
Yeah.
Preferably.
Absolutely. Okay, so we talked about the cost, we've talked about the food, healthy, good non-GMO, non-chemically processed food.
And then just a good old sun.
Oh, yes.
You know, just breathing in. You know.
That prana, huh?
Yeah, just good, sun. It's it's like medicine for the body.
It is. It's sun every day. I mean, the rainy season is over, so every day is just a beautiful day. There's always a breeze. Most of the time, there's a breeze, and you just kind of crack your window and.
I'm sure it's the time of year, but it's like it's not hot. The sun is there. It's providing some warmth, but it's not like burning up.
Yeah. And I'm just a tropical person, so, I just love the weather and the beaches, of course. The beaches are beautiful.
Now, I've been to some places where the sun is like scorching, like make you miserable, but it hasn't been that.
Yeah. And since we've been here, this is crazy because I absolutely love the beach. I'm one of those people who, when we were in America and we would go on vacation, if they were talking about going somewhere where it was a beach, I'm like, I'm not going. I'm a beach person.
If there wasn't a beach.
If there wasn't a beach, I didn't want to go. I mean, I'm like, it's a waste of money. I need to be close to the beach. So since we've been here, we've only been to the beach how many times?
Well, that's partly because, right after we arrived, excuse me, something tried to attach itself to me. And man, I'm telling you, we've been fighting, going toe to toe, blow for blow. It tried to get me, tried to take me down, but we've been wrestling. And I think right now, I got him in the figure four. I might have hit him with the people's knee and, the people's elbow and some of everything. Like junkyard dog. I came up the top ropes, and I think at this point, I think I got the up hand on it. So because it got so rough a few days that I have 4 or 5 days that I really don't even remember. I was pretty ill. I was basically doing a bunch of sleeping. Hava was taking care of me the entire time. But I have some days that, it's like when you're in the military, or some people not even in the military, but you're tired on a real good one. And, the only thing you know is what people tell you happened. And that's basically what I know is what she tells me happened these days because I really don't recall them at all.
Yeah. But shout out to Mama Nasiri.
Yes,
She's
Mama
local
Nasiri.
here.
Yes.
And she got us some natural medicine,
Yes,
and
for sure.
that helped. But we've been married going on 33 years together, 35. I've never seen him that sick. So that says a lot. He was pretty sick.
Yes.
But so for that reason, we haven't been on the beach. I think one day we were going house hunting and we took a break and we went and sat on the beach for like maybe 20 minutes or something. Yeah, so we haven't been on the beach. So this week or next week, we're going to have a beach day. So I'm excited about that. So the beaches are absolutely and they're clean compared to, I'm sorry, Senegal.
No.
Oh, guys, we're sorry. When we went to Senegal, Senegal is beautiful also, but we did notice that some of their beaches weren't as clean. The beaches here seem cleaner.
They do.
Yeah, they seem cleaner. So that's definitely a plus.
Yes. Yes.
So any more pluses?
If I were to write some down, I'm sure I could come up with some more. But
Yeah.
just shooting off the cuff, that's all I come up with right now.
Okay.
So what about your negatives?
Okay, before we get into the negatives, first of all, we don't want anyone to take anything personal, okay?
No.
And when we talk, we're talking general. Not all people, not all the time. We're talking about,
And it just come from my point of view as well as just from the past 3 weeks, 3-4 weeks.
Yes.
So we don't have a lot to go on, but what we do share is what, things that we've seen at this point.
Yeah, and before we go into that, I do want to point out the importance of us doing this is basically people coming after us. It will give them a fair assessment of what they should and should expect and what they're willing to tolerate or not willing to tolerate,
That's right.
So it's very necessary. So you want me to go first?
Yeah, I think any slide needs to have some positives and negatives.
Yeah. You have to be balanced. You can't say, oh, this is wonderful, this is Disneyland, and people come and they're like,
No.
it's not Disneyland,
Well,
so.
it's not Disneyland, but if you have the right mindset, you can make it what you want.
Yeah, absolutely. So should I start with the negative?
Go right ahead.
Okay. The negative for me is most of the days in the market, the prices are increased because you are either American or not, from the continent. There seems to be, there's some wonderful ladies who've been very fair to me, and I'm learning to remember those people, to go back to those people. But there's people who just really try to rip you off. Yesterday, I went to get some tomatoes, and the guy told me $100 for a kilo. And I'm like, I've been paying $50. And then he dropped the price all the way to $60. And I still wouldn't pay it because I knew I could get it for $50, So basically, that's disheartening. That's disheartening to me. I think your price should be your price. The lady that was so fair to me, I was just impressed on my heart to give a little extra and gave a little extra to a little boy that was standing next to us because I was being treated well. I just felt like I needed to bless somebody, so for the ones who try to cheat us, you won't be blessed, you just won't be blessed, and you need to keep that in mind.
Look at it like this. We have to eat every day. Okay, so if we're coming to you for sustenance, that means that if you treat us fairly, we will most likely come back to you, okay? But if you look at today and what I can get out of you today, right, and then we find or we know better that we can get better pricing, that's probably going to be your last opportunity to get money from us. So at that point, you basically cut off yourself as far as sales.
Yeah.
You know, you have to look at sales. You can't get rich on every transaction.
Yeah.
You know, you have to start looking at the fact that if I can get multiple sales versus one sale, that in the long run, I'll come out ahead. You know, just because you see an American coming doesn't mean here's dinner for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, no, it has to be fair and equitable for both. You know, we want you to make profit, for sure. You know, but at the same time, we want to be treated fairly.
Yeah.
That's all we ask.
It takes me back to our motto when we were raising our children.
That's right.
We had a scripture that we would just really hold ourselves accountable to as well as our children. And that was do unto others as you have them do unto you. You treat people the way you want to be treated. And the way you treat people, it's going to come back to you.
Absolutely.
Whether it's negative or positive. So that is my main negative is when I say the cost, I'm not just talking about food. I'm talking about rent. We've seen some outrageous rent. We've seen outrageous, quotes on, even taxi driver for a day. I'm like, oh, come on, and my thing is this: when the taxi drivers give us these crazy rates, it only pushes us to get our own vehicles, and then now you're not making any money off of us.
But now we've learned somewhat the track as to what costs what, like where we are, and we can get up to what we call the traffic light for $10. That's cut in stone. Then you can go from there to the turntable for so much. Is another $10. So we know now that you just can't come say that's 150. No, it's not 150. It's 10 from here to there. Then another 10 from here to there. So those are things that with time and being around the right people, things that you learn immediately, so you won't be taken advantage of.
Yeah.
So my negative, excuse me, you guys, this cough. It's the cash power. And like I said, it's caught me up a couple of times already.
Yeah.
And it's like in America, you get your bill, you pay your bill, and you're good till next month. Here, you have to watch your meter.
Pay as you go.
Pay as you go. and if you let that thing hit zero, I'm like shutting off right then. It's not tomorrow morning.
It could be 2:00 in the morning,
That's right.
3:00.
There's no little guy coming around in a little truck.
No.
Putting locks on meters or whatever the case
No.
may be. I mean, that thing is like right. It's like at what's one of them old games you played when you were small? When the timer runs out, that's it. When that timer runs out, buddy, I don't care what's going on. It could be hot. You could be cooking.
Yeah.
It does not matter. That power going off, and there's nobody you can call. You have to get up and you have to go to the stand, give them your meter number, and buy more power.
And if they're closed, I'm sure there's other ways to do it. We
you have to go
figured it
through
out
Q
yet.
Power. It's the same, sort of like when you get minutes on your cell phone.
Okay, but are they open all the time?
Yeah.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah, you have to go there and give them your meter number.
Okay.
And in the hotel we were staying in, when we first got here, we walked in and they put a receipt on the table and walked out, whatever the case may be. And then we found out later that, that was the cash power receipt. We probably should have paid attention to that.
Yeah.
So we unfortunately ran out of power. It was like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. I go down to the front desk. The guy said, well, it's too late. There's something I can do to assist you. However, you can, walk down to the Q cell.
In the dark.
Q Power. And give them this meter number. And then once you pay, they'll give you a code, and you get that code, and you come back and enter the code inside the meter downstairs. And so, great, wonderful. Here I go tracking down probably the worst place you could walk at nighttime by yourself, going down to this place to get power, but it was an experience. And then once we got to our residence where we are now, when we first moved in, we didn't know how much power that we had. And here we are one night, and the power goes out. And here we are again, having to figure out, Now this time there is nowhere to walk to get
Yeah, we're
get the
out.
power.
Yeah, we're out.
And so, but fortunately, the owner's son, I believe,
I think it's his
nephew,
nephew.
he's here, and he's been a huge help. I'm not gonna call his name,
He's the attendant to the house. He's wonderful. Oh my goodness.
I won't call his name. I don't know if he wanted it out there, but when I say that Joe's been a lifesaver,
He has.
man, oh
He
man.
has, yeah.
But he hooked us up, went and got some power for that night. And then we went ahead the next day and purchased more.
Yes.
But yeah, this guy, he has been a lifesaver at this point. Yeah, he's true blue.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and when you find a Gambian who is just true, treat them right. And you guys, this is one thing. This is a little off, but when we come over here as repats, we need to show gratitude for those who are kind to us, because people don't have to be kind. If and it's true, if you're at a restaurant and you get some good service, tip, please, guys, tip. I mean, it don't matter if it's customary here. It's customary for us. It's something that we do, and we want to bless our Gambian brothers and sisters. You know, tip. Don't go and take advantage of somebody's services, and please don't do that, guys. You know.
I'm sure they get paid. You know, they don't get paid what they should.
Yes.
Being in the food service business.
Yeah.
So, you know, every little incentive, you know, now we can't complain about service, you know, when we have opportunity to give them incentive to provide better service, and we don't take it.
Exactly.
So, you know, we have a part to play.
Yeah.
Now, if we're doing our part, offering that extra incentive, and the service still sucks, then it's a different conversation.
Yeah, don't give a tip if the service sucks,
Yeah,
you know.
it's a different conversation.
But so far, we've had good service.
Yeah,
just
we
about everywhere we went to eat, you know.
True.
So just smiles and yeah. So it's been great for us. Okay. Any more negatives?
Well, you know, that was pretty much my toes stay dirty.
Oh yeah, that's something to get used to.
Yeah, now that right
Dirty
there.
feet. No shoes in the house. Please, 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 please come in my house. You take your shoes off.
Well, if you do come in and bring your shoes with you, you know, you're going to end up with some sand and some dust all over the place.
Yes.
Because your feet will stay, as long as you're in the, you know, on the outside on the concrete, whatever the case may be, you're fine.
Yeah.
But once you step into the road, your toes for the day. Immediately you sink down into this nice sand, and yeah, it sticks with you all day.
Yeah, you have to get used to it.
Heels and toes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Don't get a $50 manicure and come here. Go get you one of those $25 manicures.
Well, I don't do them anyway, but
yeah, I hadn't got one since
matter.
I've been here, because I just feel like there's no need. I mean, you know, but that's true. And I do have another negative. And the dogs, the stray dogs, that kind of bothers me. They don't mess with you. And they always come up to me. It's like they see that.
If you ever seen Beverly Hillbillies and you had the old hound dog, what was the joker name?
I don't know.
And all he did was just sit there and lay there and wouldn't even look up at you. He didn't even have the energy to even look up at you.
Yeah.
That's what these dogs are like.
Yeah.
They wouldn't hurt nothing.
Yeah, I wish
They're
people.
just laying there.
I wish they had a place, and maybe that's a crazy American thinking. Dude, yeah. Maybe it's crazy American thinking, making us think we need to rally up all the dogs and put them in one place. Maybe they need to be free too. But you know,
dogs just be chilling.
They don't bother you, but it does kind of, you know, you be on the beach and the dogs always seem to walk up to me. It's like, oh, you know, it's like they sense.
It's a foreigner.
Yeah, and you know, but like I said, they don't bother you. You tell them to shoo, they go. You know, it's hadn't been no incidences or anything like that.
No.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, I think we've come come to the end. You have any more negatives?
I don't. That's our first live.
Yeah, yeah. And looking forward to going live, guys. We do need you to share and subscribe. When we get...
Hit the like button.
Yes, please hit the like button. I'm thinking once we get to 100 subscribers, maybe we'll be able to go live, you
I
think?
have no idea.
Okay. Well,
this is all new.
okay, yeah, it's all new. But I think once we get to 100, we probably can start doing live. I know that there's some YouTubers who has steady live days, so we'll definitely try not to conflict with them. Definitely not. We are here to unite.
Absolutely.
And not to compete and not to
Absolutely.
conflict. We want to...
What I've learned throughout life is that you always have multiple lanes to drive in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like they provide you your lane. As long as you stay in your lane and doing the speed limit, that shouldn't be no problem.
Yeah.
Now that did prove to look not to be absolutely true in my instance here this past year, but usually, you know, if you stay in your lane doing your speed limit, you know, there's usually no problems. And no one has any issues with other drivers on the road.
Yeah.
And I think that, and as far as the world of YouTube, there are plenty of lanes.
Yes.
Plenty of opportunity
Yes.
for content creators.
Yes.
You know, and so if everybody just do their thing, you know, there's always plenty enough to go around.
Yeah, there is. There is. Okay, guys. Well, I think that's all. If you have any questions or comments regarding anything that we've covered.
Like I said, like, share, and subscribe.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Share.
Yes.
Please.
Yes. We do have some things we want to do in the future that's going to require us to have an audience. And these are things that are humanitarian, not monetarian.
So that's when we'll do a real live and not a slide.
Yes.
Not a simulated live.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So more slides to come until that date.
That's right. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
It's
Thank you
been
for
nice.
looking at our slide.
Yes. And until next time.
Yes. Peace.
Peace out.